Hi guys, and welcome to your 15-minute yoga for sleep flow. So I'm going to give you guys a minute right at the start of this video just to get settled. This is a really brilliant class to do kind of like in bed right before you fall asleep. So you might want to take a moment to just get comfortable, to get in the right spot, to put on what you're intending to kind of fall asleep in. You might want to put a jumper on as well, to get super cozy if you've got an eye mask or a face pillow. We're going to be doing a short body scan at the end. So just kind of getting ready to actually head to bed before we hit play on the class. So I'll just give you a second now and then we will get started. Okay, so when we're ready and settled, just coming to a comfortable seated position. It might be that you're cross-legged, might be that you take the legs out to either side, anywhere that feels like the right spot intuitively for the legs to be. And we're just going to start by closing down through the eyes and taking the hands to the heart space. So just taking one hand onto the chest and the other heart on top. Closing down through the eyes, allowing chin to just drop down towards that chest. And just taking these first few moments to really notice the breath. So just noticing the chest rising and falling with each inhale, with each exhale. And taking that attention, that awareness to the body. So just noticing here as we start class, if there's any tension anywhere. And maybe that tension is hiding in the usual spots, so maybe it's in the shoulders, in the back. Maybe it's being a little sneakier, maybe it's in the face, in the jaw, back of the head. So just noticing quickly where any of those tension spots might be. And allowing that breath to be as natural as possible. So we're not trying to control anything here, we're just noticing. Just heightening that awareness. So when we're ready, you might start to flutter open the eyes, you might choose to keep the eyes closed. Just releasing those hands down towards the lap. And we're going to take a big inhale, just taking those arms up above the head. And as we exhale, releasing out through the mouth, bringing the hands down through heart center. So just taking that movement 2 more times, really reaching up. Inhale. And exhaling. Pressing palms of the hands together, Anjali Mudra. One last time, inhale, reaching up, taking that gaze, that drishti up towards the sky. Exhale, releasing down. And as we release down, taking those hands down towards the bed, reaching the arms out long. You might shuffle back slightly and just taking the forehead down. So it might be that you're up a little bit higher, that you've got the hands out, up on the fingertips. It might be that you come all the way down. You might choose to take a pillow, resting it underneath the head here. And again, just staying with that breath. And noticing sensation here. How does this feel for the glutes, for the lower back? An option to stay here in the center. Or when you're ready, just coming up onto the fingertips, moving those arms over towards the right hand side. And then releasing back down. So we're just getting a nice stretch through the left hand side of the body, feeling into that opening. Noticing that expansion. So taking a big breath in here. Exhale, releasing. And then if you're over towards that right side as we inhale, peeling up to the fingertips. Walking the hands back through center, coming over towards that left hand side and then draping back down, allowing the head to drop. This time noticing that opening as we breathe in through the right hand side of the body. So that long line of energy going all the way from the fingertips, down through the arm, through the side of the chest. Taking a big inhale. Exhale, just walking those hands back through center. And then slowly starting to peel up. Now from here, inhaling again, taking those arms up above the head. As we exhale, taking the right arm to the left knee. Left hand comes behind us, just coming into an easy twist. So just taking a big breath here, inhaling in, finding that length. As we exhale, finding that twist. So taking that gaze, that drishti behind you. Taking one more inhale here. Exhale slowly, just releasing back to center. So just allowing those hands to slide forwards. And then when we get back to that center position again, inhaling, taking those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, this time left hand goes towards the right knee, right hand comes behind us. Again, just softening into that twist. So we inhale to find that length through the body. Exhale to find that twist. Drishti goes behind. Taking one more big inhale here. Exhale, gently releasing back towards that center position. And then just taking those legs out long in front. And taking just a squeeze of the feet. So soles of the feet, tops of the feet. Just taking a squeeze. And instead of coming in to a Paschimottanasana or kind of what we would call an engaged forward fold, just allowing the feet, so giving the feet a wiggle, allowing the legs to kind of soften. Maybe you take the legs a little bit wider than normal and allowing the body to just round forwards. So we're allowing the back to round, allowing the head to drop forwards. Hands can be rested on the ankles or maybe to the sides of the legs. So just really finding a softening here. Rather than engaging, we're just releasing, letting go, taking a little pause. Taking just one more breath here, inhaling. Exhale, slowly peeling back up. And then just coming down to lie on the back. So just coming down, allowing the back to release. And taking the knees in towards the chest. Just giving them a big hug, so you might wrap the arms around. Taking a rock from side to side here. And then taking the legs up towards the sky. Just taking them all the way up. And taking a flex of the feet. So just pointing through the toes. And then flexing. So drawing the toes towards you and away. Just taking that movement. You might take some rotation through the ankles. So going clockwise, going anti-clockwise. And then drawing those knees back in towards the chest. And taking them over towards the left. Arms come out into a T or into a cactus shape. And then just taking the head over towards the right. So just coming into a gentle twist. And again, allowing everything to soften here. Taking a big breath in. Releasing, maybe out through the mouth. And when we're ready, drawing those knees back in towards the center, dropping that head over to the left, knees come over to the right, arms can stay where they are. And again, as we arrive, allowing everything to soften, so letting go of any effort, just scanning over the body, releasing. One big inhale. Exhale, release out through the mouth. Drawing knees back in towards the chest. And then just taking them out long in front. Now at this point, just getting comfortable in any position that works for you. So it might be that you roll onto your side, it might be that you're on your back, maybe even on your belly. So you don't want to be up seated. I'm going to come into seated to lead you through. But you want to lie down in any position that's comfortable for you, any position that you would usually fall asleep in. That's where you want to come to. And when you get here, closing down through the eyes, this might be the perfect time to pop on an eye pillow. That's something that you use. And just again, starting to take that focus in towards the breath. So noticing at first if there's any change in the breath. Does the breath feel different to how it did at the start of practice? Maybe it feels the same. It's fine if it does. Just being aware. You might even take the hands back onto the chest, back onto the heart space, just noticing that rise and fall. Maybe the hands even reside on the belly, so you're noticing the diaphragm. And this is really our period to relax, to reset, to restore. We remember that there's nothing to do here, there's nowhere to be. It's time simply to be aware of the body. So just coming back in to any of those niggles from the start of practice, anywhere where you felt like there might have been tension. And as we breathe, we have this prana, this life force, this energy that moves through us. And as we inhale, it moves through the body. As we exhale, we let go, we find that release. So just imagining as you're breathing here that this breath is starting the crown of the head. And it's moving in. And it starts right at the crown and then starts to work its way down. So it works its way around the forehead, around the temples, along the eyebrows, around the eyes. It swirls around the cheeks, moves around the nose, the lips, the chin, the ears. And as it moves around the face, it releases, it restores. We let go of that tension, the tension dissipates. And it moves from the face down into the neck, around the upper back, the shoulders, the collarbones, down into the upper arms, the elbows, forearms, wrists, palms of the hands, tops of the hands, thumbs, and each finger individually. And we feel the arms starting to melt down into the bed. They feel heavy. And this energy continues on its journey. So from the collarbones, it drops down into the chest, into the heart space. It swirls around the spine. It drops down towards the belly, towards the lower back, down into the hips and into the legs. So into the thighs, both of the knees, the shins, calves, ankles, tops of the feet, soles of the feet, and each of the toes individually, until the legs and the torso release just like the arms. The body feels heavy. It starts to melt in towards the bed. So that breath, on the inhale, it moves around. As we exhale, it dissipates that tension. We find the space to let go, to simply be. So just taking a few moments now, focusing on that breath. So just imagining the body floating. We allow in that release. So without moving now, keeping those eyes closed, just allowing that body to drift towards sleep. Taking everything slowly. Thank you so much for practicing today. And I'll sign off now, and I wish you a restful night's sleep.